Hello and welcome to the semi-finals of the Highlander National Championship 2017. My name's Kanishka Karunaratne from Paragon Games, and I'm here with Andrew Vance from the Highlander Points Committee.
Hello.
Hey, and we're about to watch Lachlan who has been undefeated so far, coming into the semi-finals here playing Elves versus Tony Mallamace, who's playing a Bant Aggro list.
Yeah. So Lachlan Wardsmith is playing pretty similar to the list he played last year and won the whole event with. Mm-hmm. So he's been having a pretty good weekend with a pretty good deck. He won in the finals, I think it was against Aiden's Crixus Control, and I think Tony won against Justin Chung playing Elves, although we might have that the wrong way around.
Yeah, one way or the other.
One way or the other. It's definitely a winnable match for either player. They're both looking to have pretty fast starts. Lachlan probably favoured in the long game.
Yeah, because he kind of just goes over the top, right?
Yeah. Chris has got some reasonable removal. Tony, yep. Sorry. Has got some reasonable removal, but he's... so unlike the Dark Bant lists we've seen earlier in the tournament, he doesn't have... He's got no 5-drops. His only 4-drop is a copy of Elspeth Knight Errant. Mm-hmm. And he's got some 3-drops like Brimaz, and I think he's got Knight of the Reliquary as well, which we can see on Lachlan's side of the board.
Yep.
So we've got a Lone Lion bashing in against Wardsmith.
Yep.
And I think the life totals might be the wrong way around.
Yeah. I think maybe Lachlan's hasn't been updated yet.
Lachlan's hasn't been updated, and Temple Garden is what dealt to Tony. So.
Yep. Yeah, and so Lachlan will be on 18?
On 18.
Not 28? Okay. Yeah, but I mean, Lachlan's got access to a lot of mana next turn.
Yeah, he does. So he's got the 2 from the land with the Utopia Sprawl on it, mm-hmm. And the Knight can... So he can tap his Savannah, then use the Knight to fetch out another land.
Yep.
So, yeah, he's potentially got, sort of 5-ish mana.
4 to 5 mana, yeah.
Yeah. Because he could also play another land.
Yep.
He could play a Gaea's Cradle, which,
yeah.
Won't generate additional mana that turn, but will potentially generate a lot in following turns. So Tony's got I think that's a Greenwheel Liberator is the name of the card. So it's a new card from Aether Revolt. It's a 2-mana 2/1 with a Revolt mechanic, and if you're revolted, it's a 2-mana 4/3. 2-mana 4/3 is a pretty good rate.
Yeah, not bad. And I think for a deck that just wants to beat down as soon as possible,
it's great. Yeah,
fantastic,
absolutely.
Right? Yeah.
It's kind of like another. It's not as good as, but kind of like another Tarmogoyf.
Yeah, it's actually kind of cool seeing these cards that haven't really done much in Standard, and not really Modern, but just showing up in Highlander.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, another card that I think, from talking to him after this, because we're filming from the future, mm-hmm. Another card that Tony could be playing, but I think he's not, is Narnam Renegade, which is a similar sort of card. It's a 1-mana 1/2 that if you've got Revolt with Death Touch, and if you've got Revolt, it's 2/3. So,
is this one you played in your deck?
Yeah, this is one I played in my Zoo deck.
Yeah. Yeah. So 1 mana 2/3 with Death Touch.
Yeah.
Cool.
Meanwhile,
yep. There we go.
So we've got a Dryad Arbor, so we can't tap for mana this turn because it's a weird creature land thing.
But can Gaea's Cradle.
Yeah. It counts as a creature for Gaea's Cradle. So we've got
actually
2, 3, 5 mana here.
I think he's got big things he can cast for 5 mana.
He's got a lot of things he can cast for 5 mana potentially. So we could see a Thragtusk or a Titania.
Not bad.
Titania, very good here.
And that's just kind of just stonewalled.
Yeah.
I mean, a 4/3 is still good, but...
4/3 is still good, but now Lachlan's got the opportunity... Well, so he's crop rotating, and he gets a 5/3 out of it. So that's pretty exciting. And he can also just block with a Dryad Arbor. If he wants to turn it into a much bigger creature.
Yeah.
So...
wow. So that has just completely changed the board.
Yeah, absolutely. As we were saying in the lead up to the top 8, Titania just kind of does everything. So she generates card advantage because she lets you, get a fetch land back or another land.
Yep.
She protects you a little bit from land destruction, and she also just vomits juggernauts onto the table.
5/3s are pretty good.
5/3s are very good. So as we can see, Lachlan's fetched a Expedition Verdant Catacombs, I'm pretty sure that is. So that can turn into another 5/3 at will.
Seems good.
So...
And Tony just can't afford to attack here.
Not really, because if he attacks, there's a very real possibility that
Dryad Arbor just jumps in front.
Well, Dryad Arbor just jumps in front, and then he's got 4 5/3s and I don't know how big the knight is. It's probably about a 4/4 or a 5/5.
I think it's just the one land in the graveyard, but probably 2 by the end of turn.
Well, the Dryad Arbor and the
Verdant
Catacombs may well go to the graveyard. So yeah, Lachlan is representing lethal here on what I think is turn 3 or 4.
I think it's turn 3.
Yeah.
Oh, was it turn? Sorry, it might be turn 4.
Yeah, I think it's Lachlan's turn 4.
Okay, that's an answer. Celestia Charm.
Celestia Charm exiles Titania, I'm pretty sure. Or certainly at least kills her. Yeah, exiles a creature with power 5 or greater.
Yeah, that's just, I guess, it's not even the worst for Lachlan here, but it does force him to crack that fetch now.
Yeah, look, it means he doesn't have inevitability as much as he did, but he still does have a pile of 5/3s that he got for basically free.
Yep. Yeah, so Titania's gone, but she left behind some friends.
Yeah. Yeah. And now we've got Gavany Township, which is, again, threatening pretty big damage here.
And his attacks are just perfectly fine here. And he's got the guy's cradle to tap to get the mana.
He's got the guy's cradle to tap to get the mana. He doesn't really care if his creatures die, like if they're trading.
Yeah.
Because the Greenwheel Liberator can eat one of the 5/3s or potentially the
knight.
The knight.
Yeah.
But
you
know,
I mean,
the Lone Lion's in chump territory.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
I think Tony is strongly agreeing with our assessment of his board state here.
Well, so you can.
So he can book.
So I think that the knight I think is a 4/4 now.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so just choosing to double block the knight.
Yeah.
Okay.
The knight's a better long-term threat because it does a whole pile of various nasty things. So we've got Scrib Ranger, which is a bit of a signature card of Lachlan's. And he's going to let him generate a large amount of advantage here. So he's putting +1/+1 counters on all his creatures. Then he's going to potentially bounce a forest, although he might not need to. But he can bounce a forest and
save his
untap that, which lets him sacrifice another land and get a fetch. And
and Tony's just
we're done here.
Wow.
So that was a pretty blisteringly fast start from Lachlan, which is one of the things that the Elf deck does sometimes. Is it just puts a huge amount of power into play on what was the 3rd or 4th turn.
Yep. And it's just incredibly well oiled.
Yeah, it's a well-oiled machine, and that power was spread over quite a few bodies, which makes it very hard to react to.
Yeah.
So let's have a look at their sideboards.
All right. So Lachlan, what's he going to do here?
I think this is probably a pretty favourable matchup for him in general. Kitchen Finks might come in.
Okay.
Master of the Wild Hunt is another good option against creatures in general. Carpet of Flowers and Choke could come in because they are both good against the blue decks.
Okay. How heavily is Tony leading on?
Not that heavily. Yeah.
Okay.
Arachnogenesis almost certainly comes in.
Okay.
The ability to generate a pile of spiders and block out is pretty good. So Arachnogenesis generates X 1/2 green spiders with reach, I imagine. Yeah. Where X is the number of attacking creatures. So you just get to, at worst case, fog, and often you'll get to pile 2 or 3 of them up on a creature so that you end up with a spider or 2 left and you kill a couple of their creatures.
And 1/2s block very well.
1/2s block pretty well.
Yeah. In swarms.
Yeah, in swarms, absolutely.
And you prevent the combat damage that would be dealt by non-spider creatures.
Oh, right, okay.
Right, okay, so they just block and kill.
So they block and eat a couple of creatures. And there you go, has more text than I thought.
Okay.
But, Gaddock Peak, rest in peace, none of those are going to be coming in. Terrastodon's probably not where he wants to be either. So not a lot of sideboard options, but
looks like his main deck's pretty well suited to what's going on already.
On the other side,
Tony, what are his choices here?
there's not a lot of great options for this matchup in his sideboard. Obstinate Baloth's an option. Just as a reasonably beefy creature that gains a bit of life. Chaos Warp I thought was a red card, so I'm obviously thinking of the wrong card. No, so we might have a sideboarding error in the translation of the deck list here, because I don't think Tony's got any access to red cards. I'm not sure, so I guess we'll find out if he puts it in.
Okay.
But other than that, I mean, Sword of Fire and Ice is pretty good here. Grip of Phyresis might be okay, or might get sided in if he thinks Lachlan's playing an equipment package. But most of his sideboard is not really well equipped for this match.
Yeah, I guess he just needs to get out of the gates really fast and just keep Lachlan on the back foot.
Yeah, get out some pressure and try and end the game.
Yeah, I guess something like Swords, if you can get it out early, can just start killing mana dorks.
And it turns all of your creatures into much better threats. So if there's trading going on, apparently they get their hands very quickly.
Yeah.
So we've got a Lone Lion versus
Deathrite Shaman. Okay, so there's one of those mana dorks.
Yep.
Okay, and a very similar start to last time for Tony here.
Yep.
Slightly less painful.
Yep. Savannah is better than Temple Garden.
Okay. And I guess Lachlan doesn't mind too much about these, like, the sort of super early drops.
No.
I guess it depends on how many follow-ups there are and how wide Tony can go.
Yeah, that's right. If Tony can go wide enough and fast enough, he can definitely get there.
Okay.
But
getting some Exalted happening as well.
Yeah, yep. Pride Mage is a good defense against a variety of potential equipment and so on that Lachlan could have. It's also good against the Chokes and Carpet of Flowers that he may have sideboarded in.
Right.
Oh, but it's turn 2 and we're casting a 4-drop. So that's usually a pretty bad sign. Yeah. And so this is the Master of the Wild Hunt we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, there you go.
So it's going to... It
generate
creates
value.
A wolf every upkeep, or every one of Lachlan's upkeeps. And those wolves can all, decide to rumble with a creature if they want to. So... Yeah, we're still going on.
And you know what? These 2/2 wolves, I think, are going to be match up pretty well against the creatures Tony's got.
Yeah. Tony's average creature is sort of a 2 or 3 toughness, so a couple of wolves can eat a creature, and he's getting them free. So
yeah, that's just free value.
Free wolves are the best kind of wolves.
Yeah, like right now. Okay, so they can't kill the Lone Lion. I think
they can't kill the Lone Lion.
Not yet.
Soldiers of the Pantheon's are blank right now.
Yep.
And we've got to remember, Lachlan's still got a mitt full of cards, and he's now got 5 mana. Probably getting a Dryad Arbor, I imagine, as has been his wont over the course of the tournament.
Oh
no.
All right.
He's getting a Savannah.
Maybe no Gaia's Cradle yet.
Yeah, might not have Gaia's Cradle, or it might have one of his... he's got a handful of white cards on the splash.
Okay.
So, he might have Swords to Plowshares, or who knows. I think
he's casting Is that Titania again?
Titania.
Yeah.
Once again, being a general troublemaker.
Yeah. And
because she puts the card directly into play, which is why he could cast all that stuff on turn 3 last game.
Yep.
So he's going to end the turn with the ability to create another 5/3. If he's got spells in hand, he might have the ability to do more than that.
And he's just got a removal spell with that Master of the Wild Hunt.
Yep. And
did Tony just pass turn?
I think Tony just passed the turn without making a play, which is not a good sign for him.
And look at that board.
Look at that.
And end of turn.
End of turn, he's going to fight his own Dryad Arbor.
Okay, poor Dryad
Arbor.
It just gets abused in this deck, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. So now we've got 20-some power in play on Lachlan's side of the board.
Yeah.
And I think it's turn 4.
Yep. And there's another wolf.
Yep.
How would a creative hook be here?
Hard to cast, but very lethal. But again, this is the sort of thing that Lachlan's deck does. That he just generates very efficient, very powerful creatures pretty quickly. In a way that's hard to answer.
Yep. And he just gets to send with these.
Yep. He's attacking with Titania because he's like, well, I don't really care about her that much anymore. She's generated me.
Yep. But he just gets
a horde of 5/3s, and his wolves can just take down
now.
one of the.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
So
So you just traded one wolf for 2 creatures.
Yep.
Pretty good.
Yep. And even if Tony had blocked with the whole family, Titania still just gets to eat them all.
Yeah.
So
That's a remand.
a remand, yes, indeed. Okay.
Yep.
Yep. Or no, I think it might be evasive action because it looks like that thing's actually gone to the bin.
Oh, right, okay. I think he drew a card from it.
Maybe.
But it did look like it went to the bin, yeah, so...
All right.
Did he just play Lingering Souls? Yeah, he did. Okay,
Okay.
He that was his follow-up.
Yeah.
Wow. And there is a lonely soldier of the Pantheon.
Staring down
Yeah.
just an absolute horde.
Oh, man, you got to feel for Tony here.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, he's done very well to get himself to the semi-finals, but I'm not convinced he's going to advance to the finals here.
Yeah, this is looking pretty tight. Is there anything he can do here? Like, how many...
I don't know what it would be.
There's so many combinations of Lachlan's creatures that are lethal.
Yeah. Yeah. Tony's not playing any Wraths. I mean, we just saw from his sideboard that he doesn't have any mass removal in there.
Yeah.
I
I mean, even just those Lingering Souls now are just...
Yeah. Yeah.
Sitting there chipping away.
Well, the Lingering Souls, and I mean, there's 3 different Juggernauts in play.
Yeah.
Whatever he does, he's going to have to be pretty exciting.
Yeah.
I mean, he cast a Lingering Souls of his own, would block a couple of things. He's got a Brimaz.
That's kind of good. He's doing some maths.
I think his maths is not going to end well.
Yeah.
Because if nothing else, Lachlan just attacks with everything next turn. I mean, except the Deathrite, which can ping for 2.
Oh, he's got a first striker.
Yeah.
I can block the 5/3s.
Yeah, but the other 2 5/3s and the Wolf and the Master and the Lingering Souls
Yeah.
is dealing about 14 damage or something. And Tony is only on 7.
Yeah. 2 blockers versus something close to infinite damage. Yeah.
Yeah.
Send the team.
Yeah.
They just swagger in. He decides to block the Deathrite Shaman.
Like, take that, you stupid Deathrite Shaman. All right.
Wow. All right. Good spirits from Tony there.
Yeah, look.
Yeah.
And Tony, he's quite rightly pointing out that Deathrite Shaman on turn 1 did a lot of work.
It did. It really did. Yeah.
Deathrite Shaman on turn 1 into turn 2, Master of the Wild Hunt.
Yep.
Off that Mox.
With that Mox, yeah. And look, I think what was the price for top 4ing?
The price for top 4 was an Underground Sea, so
Decent, right?
Underground Sea is not bad. Tony's come away with
I think he's
$300 worth of dual land for his time.
Yep.
It's not too bad.
Yeah.
Now Lachlan's on to the final, where the prizes are a Mox for first, and was it a Time Vault, I think, for second?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
We'll confirm it.
it's a pretty high stakes game.
Yeah.
Because the Mox is a Sapphire.
Seems good. Awesome. Well, that was entertaining, if nothing else.
Yep.
And we will be back with the finals very soon.